welcome to the school committee meeting on Monday, June 24th. First, we'll start with the acceptance of the minutes.
Motion to accept the minutes?
Second.
That was the minutes of the school committee meeting from June 10th, 2019. All those in favor?
Aye.
And then the minutes of the executive session meeting from June 10th,
Motion.
2019.
Motion to accept those minutes?
Second again.
All those in favor?
Aye.
In the audience?
No audience tonight.
Okay, no
Okay.
audience
No.
tonight.
No audience?
And then we'll go on to the superintendent's report.
Thank you. I'm going to first ask Ms. Jane Hackett to talk to us briefly about Medicaid, a Medicaid vendor switch.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Happy summer. We've been working since the budget process on the Medicaid program for the town of Rockland and the Rockland Public Schools. I think we've all identified this as a significant need going forward into FY20. And we have some exciting news. We have retained a new vendor. Dr. Cron will be signing the contract tomorrow. We have terminated our relationship with our current vendor. Our receipts have declined significantly over the course of the last 3 years, and we went out for quotes. Interviewed and discussed. We had a committee of Dr. Maniglia, myself, Sarah Hologadis, and Joan Walsh, who spoke and interviewed 3 different vendors, and we've come up with a vendor who is going to charge us 4.7% of receipts as opposed to 6.5% of receipts. They're also going to be present with us on the first day of school for the faculty, and we're going to be having a training session for all of the providers, in-school providers who fall under the Medicaid program. In addition, we have increased the number of students who we are currently billing for under the Medicaid from 50 to 114. So
Okay.
more than doubled, and
Yeah.
that is just under the current regulations. When the new regulations go into effect on July 1st, students who are on 504s and just require regular medical assistance will also become eligible. They don't need to be on an IEP, so that number will also increase over the course of the year, and we'll keep you informed on that. But as of now, all of our in-house current providers have undergone 3 to 6 hours of webinar and in-person training on the new regulations, and they'll be doing a half-day of professional development on Wednesday the 21st on the new regulations and the new provider who they're going to be interacting with. So we feel we've touched all bases that we can to maximize our receipts during the upcoming fiscal year.
Great job. Thank you.
Yeah,
It's been a lot of help.
excellent job.
It's Dr. Maniglia, Sarah Hologadis in particular, has worked extremely hard with the secretaries in each of the buildings and with PPS in identifying, locating, chasing down signed Medicaid reimbursement forms.
All right, well,
It's all
thank you.
better for the kids.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Very good.
Awesome teamwork.
excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, just want to remind everyone that the daycare has moved to Memorial Park for the summer. They had a successful move. They've settled in nicely. I guess the kids love the big kid playground, so they're happy to be there.
They wanna go back.
And also a reminder that the Youth Commission Summer Camp is going to be at Memorial Park when it rains. And so tomorrow is our first test of that. They've already decided that
Yes.
tomorrow they're going to be at Memorial Park. So we'll be looking forward to that tomorrow. I want to also announce a couple positions that we're going to be filling. First of all, we're hiring an additional special education teacher at the middle school. We're doing that because we have a couple of students who need special services who are coming up from the elementary. We also have a student who's coming back from out of district. And then we have a couple of students who are currently at the middle school who are found in need of this program, the TLC program. So we're adding an additional teacher there, and the cost of that will be covered by students that we are bringing back from out of district. So it really is a budget neutral move, but much better for the kids, and we're excited about that. And along the same lines, we are adding a special education teacher at the high school who will be working specifically with 18 to 20-year-old transition students. So this person will partner with Joanne White in the outstanding program that she has at the high school, and it will have their own room. The 18 to 22-year-olds will have their own room, and they will focus on life skills and work opportunities, things outside of school. So this teacher will specialize in working with the kids on outside of school activities, and we're very, very excited about that. Additionally, we have decided to add a program at the middle school. The high school started a program called Bulldog Buddies, I think 2 years ago. And Bulldog Buddies pairs special education students with regular education students, and they do activities together, and they go to the movies, and they go shopping, and they do different things. And we've decided that we'd like to see that program replicated at the middle school. So we're looking forward to that happening in the fall. And finally, we are going to have an online payment system online very soon, I am told. It's called Invoice Cloud, and we're beginning with the preschool store, but eventually you'll be able to pay your bus fees, your athletic fees, your AP exam fees, all online. So we're looking forward to that. And that's all that I have, other than wishing everyone an excellent summer, safe summer, enjoy the long summer, and come back well rested and ready to hit the ground running.
All right, thank
Yes.
you, Dr. Cron.
Question.
Yes,
To regress back to the daycare,
yes.
where are the selectmen in the process of getting the
Sprinklers.
sprinklers in?
They have a contract that says that the sprinklers will be repaired by August 7th as promised.
Okay.
So it's our anticipation to move back in on the 7th or shortly thereafter,
Okay.
and be back up and running in the community center with daycare in the fall.
Okay, so we don't need to follow up?
We don't
on-
need to, I've been staying in touch with them on that. I know Jim Purcell, the interim town manager, has just left us.
Yes.
We have our new town manager coming in,
Good.
but I know the selectmen are all over that.
Good, good,
And they
good.
do have a signed contract.
Yeah, I just don't want to get that
They
lost
have-
in the
they
shuffle
have-
somewhere.
They haven't started
Exactly.
work on it yet?
No, they have.
They have.
It's
That's
my
what I thought.
understanding that
That's
they've
what
already
I thought.
started.
Oh, I
thought
just, or
they
there may be
were.
trucks out back there, and
Yeah.
I go by and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't see
I thought they
anything
were.
going
Nothing
on.
happening.
Right,
Yeah.
right. No, I've seen a couple trucks out there once, but then
Okay.
I've gone by and seen no one as well, so.
Okay.
And you're getting updates on a regular basis?
Well, I
right?
will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, I'll just take a walk down.
Yep.
I'll walk up there.
Yep.
Yeah, take a photo.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
So that's all I have.
That's all you have? Okay, thanks, Dr. Cron.
Thank you.
We have financial reports for May for the school department, the high school student activities, middle school student activities, the cafeteria, and the daycare.
Five
Motion.
motions, 5 motions.
5 seconds.
All those in favor?
I have one question.
Sure.
Yes.
Are these in interest-bearing accounts?
I
No.
can find out. No.
No.
Jane says no.
I'll speak to John Ellett about
Okay,
that. I had a
yeah.
similar question. I'm not seeing any interest posted to the account.
Yeah, that's a fair amount of
I'm not,
change.
Right.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, let's find out.
Okay,
It's a good
so we're
question.
going to vote on them still?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
I did that.
All those in favor?
All right.
Okay. And then the monthly reports for June for the art department, athletic, computer technology, daycare, deans, English 5 through 8, English 9 through 12, family consumer science technology, math 5 through 8, math 9 through 12, music, physical education and health, radio, TV station, and science, social studies, middle school, and special education 9 through 12.
Just for fun, before we do a motion, can I comment on a couple things in these that
Oh,
I
yeah.
think are actually outstanding?
Sure.
Starting right off with the art report, that Charlotte Thompson, Genevieve Pratt, and Michael Guyette are going to Japan for a little over a 12-day education first to learn about Japanese art, education, and culture. I think that's
Wednesday.
amazing.
Isn't that awesome?
And I love that our host is Marianne DeMello, former.
That I just saw at golf
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Friday.
I think that's amazing. And I also want to say good luck to Miss Pratt with her adventures in China for a year, where she'll be teaching over there. And then the only other thing I thought was remarkable, and this is because I was in band when I was in high school, so this excites me. And I know Dr. Cron will feel the same way, that the high school and middle school bands and chorus attended the Six Flags Canterbury Lake Music Festivals. The high school and the chorus received excellent ratings. The middle school band earned a silver, and the middle school chorus earned a gold. That's amazing, and I like seeing that, because that means those kids are moving up to the high school, and the days of eventually getting back to a 70-piece band could happen.
Yes.
So I think that's amazing. That's what I had
Band is
noted.
growing. The
Yeah.
fifth grade band this past year was huge.
Yeah, and
There was a bunch
to
of
me
kids.
is great, because I was able to do sports and band and do both well, so.
Mm-hmm. That's what my
I think
children
it's
do.
great. so.
I have a quick question.
Sure. I'll try. I'll do
I've
my
been by
best.
here, yeah. Gender abuse on the.
Agenda
Damon-
abuse.
Yes, it's on Damon's report.
Yeah.
What is agenda?
What is agenda
Yeah.
abuse? It could be, I'm going to take some guesses here. I do have Dr. Harrison in the audience, but that's not hitting other kids with their agenda book, if that's what you're asking.
No, that's cell phone abuse.
That's right. No.
That's all right.
I'm assuming they're entering
Noticed.
passes that don't exist.
Oh,
That would be
okay.
agenda abuse.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
it's in the book, they have the agenda.
Yeah.
Did we do an AP computer science?
Yes.
Did we? I didn't see any.
We have the teacher in the room right now, actually.
Yeah, I didn't see any report on that. How'd you do?
Just hoping
How many kids, how many students you have?
shift there and stuff.
Yeah.
For
AP Computer Science.
Yeah.
AP Computer Science, we had 8 last year.
Okay.
Bless you.
So bless
I
you.
have a really good feeling about them.
Yeah, great. That sounds
We
good.
don't have the scores yet. Bless
All
you.
right, thank you
Yeah.
very much. All right, and then there was.
That's great.
And did I have one more? I don't think so.
I have one, but I'll let you
Okay.
go next.
Oh, no, I think I'm all set.
See what
read a
I
bunch
started?
of this one.
I had one too. I had my sticky there. I wanted to comment about the middle school English language arts with Mrs. Cook. That the fifth grade reading teachers visited the elementary school and acquainted themselves with the Make Meaning reading curriculum that is used down there. And the fourth grade teachers, Mrs. Duffy and Mrs. Wells, along with the literacy coach, Mrs. McKinnon, visited the middle school up to Mrs. Walsh and Mrs. Page's class, and they are trying to bridge that gap. I know I have discussed to poor Miss Bond, listening to me, about the gap between the fourth and the fifth grade, and I've seen it with both my children coming up, and it's sort of been a thing for me since I've been here elected, to close that gap, and I love to see that they are doing it and that they are listening to us as parents outside coming in. So I saw that and got a little excited on my own,
great.
like you with the band, about that.
Miss For Lizzie is doing a lot of work on that.
She is.
Yeah.
I'm loving that, and I appreciate that and wanted to thank them myself. And then I had another one too. Oh, mine was here for our friends here at WRPS, Mr. Murphy, Mr. Cable Murphy, and Chris and Lisa. I know for our month of May, I had written down we had 13 events here that we as school committee members, superintendents and whatnot need to attend. And if we're attending it, these fine gentlemen and ladies are attending it as well with their cameras and their equipment, and they're not home with their families, they're with us. So I wanted to shout out a thank you to them for all the time that they take and how blessed we are to have these guys right here along with us every step of the way. So thank
Amen.
you,
I
guys
second that one.
behind the booth. All right. So with that, anyone else before I jump us?
Nope.
So 17 motions.
17 motions?
17 motions?
17 seconds.
All those in favor?
Roger that.
I times 17.
Okay. On to old business. We have our request for approval of the Environmental Club camping overnight trip. Dr. Harrison is
Oh,
coming.
Miss Paulding dodged this
No,
bullet
exactly.
tonight.
Ms. Paulding ran for the hills.
Good evening. I
Good
just
evening.
wanted to introduce the team we have here tonight. Miss Armstrong, who is the advisor to the Environment Club, is here tonight with two of our students, Hannah Wiley and Jadman Nakarwi, who will both be seniors this coming year. We also have Mr. Brian Taylor here, who is from the North and South River Watershed Association. Just before I hand it over to Miss Armstrong, Miss Armstrong will be our science department head, which is why I wanted to come up here, replacing Miss Hoyo, who has departed for a new position in Arlington. But Ms. Armstrong's going to do a phenomenal job as science department head. She's been here for over 12 years. She has just moved us forward on so many levels with the environmental sciences, but as we heard a little bit a while ago, computer science as well. So she's constantly on cutting edge science. And the last meeting she was grading. She travels, I forget where you travel to, Kansas City, and she was an AP, she was selected as an AP grader for the AP biology exam, which is a big honor, but it also gives us some pretty neat insights to the inner workings of the test. So without further ado, Ms. Armstrong.
Okay.
Good evening.
Hi.
One of the things that I'm looking to do to kind of make our science department go a little bit more forward is do a little bit more hands-on work, especially out in the field. And that's what this camping trip is hoping to do. Our kids have been working really hard at the Massachusetts Envirothon, which is an environmental competition every year. This past May, we competed and we placed 6th overall out of 29 schools, which is, we did, what was it, 12th place the year before. The first year we did it, we were in like 27th place. So we've moved up pretty quickly over the past 4 years, gaining knowledge, becoming better at some of the research. We actually placed first in our research of food insecurity here in our community. So just to forward that and get some momentum, we wanted to do a lot more hands-on training out in the field, because part of the competition requires us to know wildlife and be able to recognize habitats, be able to recognize what would live there, what would not, be able to do water testing and water quality assurance tests, tree identification, and kind of their idea was what better way than spending a few days in nature and surrounding ourselves with it. And we've partnered with the North-South River Watershed Association to help us with this. Brian is the educator there, and he's going to be helping us along the way to make sure this is a very educational trip and it's not just us going to roast marshmallows.
Look at that mushroom there. Can we eat that?
Yeah. So this is something that we're very excited, hopefully, to move forward with.
That's a fun guy.
Oh, Jesus, Tom, did
I
you
know.
really just do that?
I know, I did. I'm out of school.
Okay.
So you guys had some questions,
So,
I
right,
think,
Ms.
right?
Mills, you had
Oh,
questions
yeah, I
besides
did.
your fun
So
guy?
this, so this is a 2-night excursion?
Yes,
Okay.
Friday, Saturday, and then we return on
Friday,
Sunday.
Saturday, and Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay. And your transportation is the canoes or boats, what?
Yeah, I mean, we would, thank you for
Okay.
hearing us.
Okay.
Yeah, we would do a combination. There's a few options that we could go about. And in terms of which option we choose would delegate which sort of emergency
Yeah,
plan that we would facilitate.
that's all.
But we do have canoes. My organization is willing to have canoes for us to then go about the river. So where we were thinking is going to a place called Couch Beach, which is in Marshfield. And it's on Union Street. It's a relatively not as well-known place to go for a one would consider in the South area a more rustic, primitive camping experience. We would get permission through the Marshfield Fire Marshal office for approval to camp there, and they make sure it's protected and such like that. People just can't wander in and
Right.
start to go camping there. It's relatively.
You build a fire?
We would, if we would like to, we can get permission through them as well for a fire.
Okay.
And so, and we would have, whether we decide to use, vehicles to drop off supplies, we would have canoes there so that we could go about and explore the river and the many parks that line its banks, the salt marsh
How
as
much
well.
time do you expect to be on the water?
That's a good question. We really want to hash out more about the particular locations, but I imagine, on a hot summer day, we would not want to be out exposed for too long.
Right.
And so these would be more just shorter day trips, whether, maybe the morning or in the afternoon. But then definitely the campsite there would be our hub of operations.
And all the participants are swimmers?
These two are actually swim instructors at the Goldfish School, and they are also lifeguard certified, so they are CPR trained as well.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure most of the others know how to swim and have had experience paddling before.
Okay, can we double check that, make sure
Yes,
they do know how
most
to
definitely.
swim before we do that?
And then you wanted to know life jackets and.
Yeah.
They will be
yeah,
required
life
to wear
jackets.
life
I saw,
jackets
I
on
was
the
on your
boat.
website, and I was, with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
saw that.
In fact, I ran a camp this morning for 7th graders, and I have about 17 life jackets jammed into the back of the car right now. But absolutely, on all water activities, and this is our organization's policy, everyone has to have a U.S. Coast Guard approved Class 2 or 3 personal flotation device on them at all times. No
Okay.
exceptions.
Yeah, as soon as you hit the water,
Absolutely.
you're into the, okay.
Yeah.
And so what's your evacuation procedure?
So, I mean, it really would depend on what situation it is, but we would have vehicles there to be able to get to the road, which is on Union Street, and it's right
Okay.
there. And so we would notify the police department there to know that we are there with a group of youth.
Right.
And that they have our information, we have theirs, so if we need to, that would be our way out.
What's the age group for the participants? Are they over 18?
They're actually all going to be seniors. They're all going to be seniors.
Or are they are they over 18? No.
Some will be, some will not
Okay, do
be.
you have power of attorney in case they need medical attention?
I can make sure that permission slips
Yeah, that you
contain all
have,
that.
you have power of attorney in case you can't get a hold of their parents and they need medical
Yes.
attention, they're unconscious or something like that, that they need, okay.
And just a quick note, I think on the original plan, I said that we were camping at Blueberry Island.
Right.
Couch Beach is like literally across the pond,
Okay.
not the pond, the river from Blueberry Island. Kind of looking at how many tents we were going to be putting up, it wasn't going to be a large enough space. So we decided that Couch Island would be or Couch Beach would be the better option for space and also emergency purposes, that it's attached to the land as opposed to if something was to happen in the middle of the night, we don't have to worry about boat,
Right.
child, paddle
Right.
in the dark.
Right.
So,
Okay. In your campsites, you have you camped before?
I personally, I just came back from camping.
Okay, but how about these guys?
Some of them have, some of them have not.
Haven't, okay. So, campsite, environment, and make sure that, things are cleared and, that you're
Yes.
not tripping over things and stuff like
Right.
that. You're gonna build a fire, right? You're thinking? of it?
Possibly.
Oh, maybe, yeah, okay. And then that's basically what I had, just to have a good time, be safe,
Mm-hmm.
and then, just, water safety and all that good stuff. And safety, on the land. What's the current like in that area?
Go ahead if you.
It's tidally influenced.
Oh, okay, it
So
is,
It's an
yeah.
estuary, which brings
Okay.
in a whole nother realm of scientific discovery
Right.
and exploration
Yeah.
to it, as well as students who are interested.
Right.
And you brought up a great point. Some of them have, I asked these two if they've ever been camping before, they said no, which I feel is a great way to get them out
Yeah.
on a safe experience,
Yeah.
to learn something and explore passions and interests of them.
Right.
Something that they may have not done before, but it's tidally influenced, so each day, twice a day, a 6-hour tide will go up and down. The tide is very carefully monitored. We know, years in advance what the tide's going to be and at what exact time. It's predictable, and so we would plan our trips accordingly.
And the same thing goes along with the weather forecast coming into it.
That's true. That's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
We would, the
That's-
weather would really, a
Influ-
green or red light.
Right.
This experience.
Yeah, it's not too much fun when it's raining all the time, and you're just playing in the mud, and you can't get dry and
Yeah.
warm
It's
and
much
stuff
more
like that.
soggy.
Okay, all right.
You have
Chocolate
access
is
to a
always
harbor
something.
master?
Yes, actually, through our organization, we do. We work with the North River Commission and as well as the Harbor Master
Good.
for other purposes.
Yeah, but I was just thinking if there was trouble of,
Yes. Yeah.
you need someone to do a quick vote to get there.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
And one of our board members and one of our pontoon captain and lead instructor, he's the retired police chief of Pembroke. And so he is usually, whenever we have something like this going on, we inform him to make sure that, just as a second, set of safety is needed.
And you said you're first aid certified?
My
No,
first
no.
aid actually or these guys.
No,
I'm gonna say,
you and
mine
the-
runs
yeah,
out
that's
like
up.
yesterday, and I have a class already set up for
Okay.
mid next week, I believe.
Okay,
to
and
be certified.
CPR certified and all that good stuff?
We're both first aid, CPR.
Okay, all right.
All that fun stuff.
Hannah's actually got my daughter Wednesday.
Okay.
April 11th,
Well, if they
so she
work
doesn't
it-
know yet, but now she does.
When are you going? Do you know? No?
It was July 20.
26th or something like that?
28th.
Yes.
26th to 28th.
With
Okay.
2 possible rain dates.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, yeah, August the 2nd, the 4th, and 16th to the 18th, okay.
Brian,
I might be there with you. I'd like to come over and visit. I'll get-
Come on
no,
down.
no, okay.
We'll save some marshmallows.
Okay.
just out of
Make
curiosity,
my own
Brian, I assume you've done this multiple times with
Yeah.
different groups, different schools, different Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts sort of things.
So that's a good
Like
question. I
different
have
groups,
done-
different schools,
I have
multiple.
been camping with lots of groups and organizations. I was a former camp director as well. However, I have not been to this campsite. I've been to it, I have not camped at it
No,
yet.
no, I'm not so concerned of have you stayed there. I just, you've been through it enough to
Yeah.
know the dynamics and all that. Have it under your belt, so.
Absolutely.
One quick question, and none, you know, the other question I just thought is that any of the students that are going to participate, do they have any special needs for, as far as medical? Are they just?
No, there's not.
No bee sting type things, you know, insect bite, you know, snakes?
Probably scream.
Yeah. Snakes? Yeah?
No.
They make good.
There's
bait.
nobody with food allergies except for myself, but I
Okay.
can take care of that.
All right,
So
all right.
it's not a bad one. So
Okay, oh, that's good, all right, good.
All
Yeah,
right.
catch a snake and cook it up, yeah, it'll be fine.
Good?
Motion to approve.
Do you agree? Ready?
Yeah, I'm a motion approved, go ahead, yeah.
All those in favor? Oh, we need a second?
Second.
Well, either one, he motioned, so.
Well, that's-
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Sorry, I've got you up and down. Thank you very much for
thank
coming.
you very much.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it.
Thanks
And we'll
for
be sure
coming.
to share
Enjoy.
all
Have
the
fun.
Please,
Yeah,
yeah,
have fun.
take pictures, bring back, you know.
Have a great
We'll
time.
be here with,
Thank
have a good time. Be safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, sorry.
Okay. Next, we have the summer food service enclosed. Am I passing you or am I going?
Sure. Did you want to talk about this? Or do you want me to?
You can go ahead.
Picnic in the park. So we have our free lunch in Rockland going on this summer again. Thanks to Adele Leonard and Colleen Forlizzi and Jane. Starting June 24th through August 8th. At Springgate and McKinley Community Center and at Jefferson Elementary. We'll be serving a lot of free lunches this summer, as we
Good.
have in the past. So.
How can they do it at McKinley? It's closed.
Well, they
Good
won't be
idea.
able to. So they'll be doing it at, I'm
Memorial
assuming,
Park.
Memorial Park.
All right.
Yeah,
Just
good catch.
Springgate,
And Hearts of Park.
They are still doing it at McKinley.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
yeah.
At Dove's Nest?
Yes.
oh,
Okay, so maybe they are still doing it there.
Yeah, and there's some delivery that's going on from McKinley to Memorial
Okay.
Park.
Parents can still buy. So I'm not joking. The girls and I will be out like at the
Yeah.
playground
Yeah.
around lunchtime, and we'll be like,
Why
"We're
not?
eating lunch. Let's go."
There you go.
There you go. Why not? It's there. That's
Yeah.
what it's for.
Okay.
I think
All
it's
right.
great.
Yeah, it's a great program.
We don't have to approve that.
No. Next, we have our school committee summer meeting schedule.
None, zero, out.
I think,
But I think we need to pick one for August,
Yeah.
correct?
yes,
You're coming back,
So the first day of school is
the 26th.
correct.
how about the 25th?
Well, the Monday, that is the Monday. Do we want that day?
Yeah, we're all going
I
to be
think
here.
That would be great.
Correct.
When, I'm
So,
sorry.
August
Yeah.
25th?
Yep,
26.
26th.
yeah, the first day.
All
I mean,
right.
that makes the most
Sounds
sense.
good.
Do we vote on that?
Yeah, sure.
A motion?
Motion to
Second.
approve the calendar for the whole year.
Yep.
Okay. Emily seconded? All those in favor? Thank you.
Sure, I keep.
Let's do a quick one. Okay. No.
All right, just be asking Donna for a copy of it later.
Oh, this is the fun one. Oh,
I
we just have to
know. I'm
wait for
ready.
this one.
The next is the superintendent's evaluation. All right. Get comfortable. Here we go.
You can paraphrase.
I can paraphrase. He did well, thanks so much.
Okay.
On to something.
On to next. All right. So we, as the school committee members, have sort of two main jobs here as the school committee. We have the budget and evaluating Dr. Cron. And we do take that, even though we're kidding here, we do take that as a very serious thing. So what we do is we all get to evaluate him, and then I, as the chairman, tally that up and sort of review the results. So I will begin. So I will start with saying that one member abstained because they are new and didn't feel that they wanted to, not to point at you, they didn't feel that they wanted to do it just yet, and that's fair. So as I'm adding up, we will keep adding into 4 and continuously 1 abstained. So we first assess the progress towards goals. Professional practice goal, 3 believed Dr. Cron met, 1 said he exceeded. Student learning goals, 4 said that he met. District improvement goals, 3 said that he met, 1 said that he exceeded. Next, we have performance on standards. Standard 1, instructional leadership, 4 said Dr. Cron was proficient. Standard 2, management and operations, 4 said Dr. Cron was proficient. Standard 3, family and Community engagement, 1 said he needs improvement, 3 said he was proficient. Standard 4, professional culture, 3 said he was proficient, 1 said he was exemplary. Overall summative performance, 4 said he was proficient. Impact on student learning, 4 said he has high impact. On the curriculum, this is 5 sections as well. Curriculum ensures that all instructional staff design effective and rigorous standards-based units of instruction consisting of well-structured lessons with measurable outcomes. 4 said he was proficient. Instruction ensures that practices in all settings reflect high expectations regarding content and quality of effort and work, engage all students and are personalized to accommodate diverse learning styles, needs, interests, and levels of readiness. 4 said he was proficient. Assessment ensures that all principals and administrators facilitate practices that propel personnel to use a variety of formal and informal methods and assessments to measure student learning, growth, and understanding, and make necessary adjustments to their practice when students are not learning. 4 said he was proficient. Evaluation ensures effective and timely supervision and evaluation of all staff in alignment with state regulations and contract provisions. 4 said he was proficient. Data-informed decision-making uses multiple sources of evidence related to student learning, including state, district, and school assessment results and growth data to inform school and district goals and improve organizational performance, educator effectiveness, and student learning. 4 said he was proficient, so overall he was 4 proficient. Next we have environment. Develops and executes effective plans, procedures, routines, and operational systems to address a full range of safety, health, emotional, and social needs. 4 said he was proficient. Human resources management and development implements a cohesive approach to recruiting, hiring, induction, development, and career growth that promotes high quality and effective practice. 4 said he was proficient. Scheduling and management information systems uses systems to ensure optimal use of data and time for teaching, learning, and collaboration, minimizing disruptions and distractions for school-level staff. 4 said he was proficient. Law and ethics and policy understands and complies with state and federal laws and mandates, school committee policies, collective bargaining agreements, and ethical guidelines. 4 said he was proficient. Fiscal systems develops a budget that supports the district's vision, mission, and goals, allocates and manages expenditures consistent with district and school level goals and available resources. 4 said he was proficient, so all over he's proficient. And lastly, family and community. Engagement actively ensures that all families are welcome members of the classroom and school community and can contribute to effectiveness of the classroom, school, district, and community. 2 said he was proficient. 2 said he was exemplary. Sharing responsibility continuously collaborates with families and community stakeholders to support student learning and development at home, school, and in the community. 4 said he was proficient. Communication engages in regular two-way culturally proficient communication with families and community stakeholders about student learning and performance. 1 said needs improvement. 3 said he was proficient. In family concerns, addresses family and community concerns in an equitable, effective, and efficient manner. 1 said he needs improvement. 2 said he was proficient, and 1 said he was exemplary. So in the end, 1 said he needs improvement, 3 is proficient, and then 1 would be exemplary. And then lastly, his professional culture, commitment to high standards, fosters a shared commitment to high standards of service, teaching, and learning with high expectations of achievement for all. 3 said he was proficient, 1 said he was exemplary. Cultural proficiency ensures that policies and practices enable staff members and students to interact effectively in a culturally diverse environment in which students' backgrounds, identities, strengths, and challenges are respected. 4 said he was proficient. Communication demonstrates strong interpersonal written and verbal communication skills. 1 said he needs improvement. 2 said he's proficient. 1 said he was exemplary. Continuous learning. Develops and nurtures a culture in which staff members are reflective about their practices and use students' data, current research, best practices, and theory to continuously adapt practice and achievement improved results. Models these behaviors in his or her own practice. 4 said he was proficient. Shared vision successfully and continuously engages all stakeholders in the creation of shared education vision in which every student is prepared to succeed in a post-secondary education and become a responsible citizen and a global contributor. 4 said he was proficient. In managing conflicts, employs strategies for responding to disagreement and dissent, constructively resolving conflict and building consensus throughout a district or school community. 1 said he needs improvement, and 3 said he was proficient. So altogether, he was 4 proficient. And that's all I have in all of that. Would anyone like to comment?
No, I'd ask the doctor if he has any
Do you
comments.
have any comments?
No, I appreciate the feedback. I look forward to reading the evaluation. We're a learning institution, so we can all always improve. So I appreciate the feedback. I look forward to reading it.
And you're going to submit because there were some comments I know I made.
I know, I had, but in my hurry from one meeting to the other, I had some comments to read, but I think
Okay,
I think they went in his. I passed it all to him,
okay.
and
right.
I don't have it in my pile.
Yeah.
I was going to read some of your comments, some of all of your comments, but I think the whole package just went to him
Okay.
in my
Okay,
process,
yeah.
so
Okay.
sorry about
No,
that.
that's fine.
So if you wanted to say anything.
No, that's
That's
fine.
why I
No, he
just
can read
wanted
them,
to
that's
make
fine,
sure.
yeah.
Okay, yes,
Yeah,
he had it. He
yeah,
certainly
that's
saw
fine.
it.
Dr. Cron, I'm sure you can read those. If you have any
Excellent.
questions, you just,
Right.
holler.
Excellent.
Thank you.
And-
All in all, I think it's a great evaluation.
Yeah. I-
For a young guy, 2 years into the mix.
3, but who's counting?
Yeah.
Is it 3 or
Yeah,
2 and
3.
a half?
Starting my
Anyway.
4th next
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
All right, well, that's
Time's
good.
flying. We're having
Yeah.
a ball
That's
here.
right.
Once
No,
a
I
year,
think
once the
you've
school
done
year's
a
over.
great job.
That's right.
For one, I'm
It's
very
a year.
pleased with
Yeah.
all and everything that you've done.
Yeah.
You've come through some real
Yeah.
hot messes, if you will, and worked out very well.
Thank you.
In the comments, I have a similar thing. I mean, you've done a super job. I appreciate all the things you've done and, and the work here. And, it's just we're all work together and just, keep on moving forward.
Thank you.
I think you've done a nice job.
I have to agree. I think that you're doing good. I think you're, as Mike said last year when I rewatched, that you're our guy. I do feel like we are able to communicate with you. I think you listen to us, and we get to listen to you, and I think that is, I feel like we're part of a team.
Yeah.
So I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Excellent.
And
Well-oiled machine.
yeah.
Right.
And I always make this comment too, is I'm glad we hired you.
Yeah.
I was there when
Good.
that happened. I really enjoyed doing it.
I think John's glad you hired him too.
Right.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you, committee members, for helping me get that together. We had about a week to get it, and they certainly made sure I had them all and was able to compile my data together. And I appreciate you all shuffling this week.
Okay.
That made me helpful as well because I was in my own personal life shuffling around. So thank you.
It's a shuffle week.
It was a shuffle. Some of us were away, some of us were at skating competitions, and so we were busy, but we came together as a team, so thank you all for that. And then last week, we have personnel information for May and June enclosed. Any remarks, Dr. Crum?
Just thank you all for your service. Those of you who are just joining us, welcome. We're excited to have you. And that's about all I have for that.
Just to go backwards, do we need to vote on that eval, or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, motion to
Second.
approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And
Yeah.
Emily's abstaining, right? Okay.
All right.
All right, now we have public service announcements. Last one till August 26th, no cartwheeling.
Did that already.
We did?
I did.
You did?
Yeah, when
I missed
finished
it.
Yeah, you should see me
He
out in
came
the
in
field.
cartwheeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
His back's gonna hurt for a week now?
Right.
No, about a week
No,
back.
Take the summer off.
No, right. then Go back to work tomorrow.
Ms. Harrison?
It's our last official meeting, and I just wanted to say I hope everyone has a fun summer. I hope administration and staff get to slow down a bit and take a break and enjoy their time off, or the quiet halls, I should say. and everyone comes back energized. Obviously, I skipped out on the superintendent's report. I've only been on the committee for 3.5 months, but the work that I have done with you has been great, and the communication is what I appreciate most. And next year, I look forward to filling out the evaluation.
Excellent.
I'm proud of you for choosing to. You don't feel peer pressured because you didn't do it. You made your choice. That's a good choice. Mr. Mills?
I think we had a really good year. Yeah, and I think just looking at all the different people that come before the committee, all the students come before the meeting, the teachers and everything else, and there's some good I won't say it, good stuff going on here, and I really appreciate your effort and the whole entire school committee, school community, their efforts. You can see that there's some really good efforts going on here, good things happening, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much for doing that.
Hey.
And have a good summer, and be safe. And when school start again?
August 26th.
Okay.
2 months.
Yeah, remember that.
Literally.
I think 9 weeks.
Yeah.
2 months.
We don't start.
Mr. Phelps?
Kind of ditto on what Tom just said, and it's been a pleasure. It truly has. I've been doing this a long time, like Tom. And I think we have, as Mike just says, a well-oiled machine. We've got some great administrators. We've got some great faculty. It's a pleasure to come here. It's not always without problems, but when there are problems, they seem to be handled very nicely and to most everyone's satisfaction. So I'm glad I'm still here.
We are too. We are too. Mr. Garofalo?
Yes, it's now officially summer. But with that being said, I'd like to deviate and do my yearly let's shout out the girls who aren't going to get any credit from the school for the athletics that they do with skating specifically. For the 3rd year in a row, the Winterland Skating School out of Rockland is the ISI District 1 champion, to which they won by over 500 points. I will say there is 16 girls who skated from Rockland, as well as 2 dads and an older brother who did a dad's routine to the village people. I would be one of those dads, Jim Conley would be the other, and PJ Butler would be the brother. But I'd like to read off congratulations
I did
to...
see a picture.
Oh, yeah, it's all over Facebook, baby. Don't you worry about that. I am wearing a hard hat and a vest that is 2 sizes too small. It is beautiful. I'd like to congratulate Riley Atkinson, who actually, she won a Good Sport Award through the district, which is kind of perfect, right? Because she's at Memorial Park and she's a little bulldog, and she won an award that every bulldog should win, and I think that's amazing. Riley Boylan, Avery Conley, Maddie Deverett, Gabby Roach, Maddie Roach, Shannon Guston, my daughters Isabel and Charlotte, Callie Herzog, Sydney Blaney, who I feel like is mentioned or here every week, Aaliyah Williams, who graduated class of 2019 this year, her sister Sarah, who is an incoming freshman, Megan Joyce, Summer Woodward, and Jasmine's little sister Sophia Morse, and like I said, the 2 dads and 1 brother who competed. There were actually 68 girls, 16 of them were from Rockland who competed, and it's amazing, and they're doing a great thing. And I encourage any student, if it's not a school activity, still do it. You'll gain so much more than you ever know by, pursuing something. And that's all I have. Have a great summer.
Okay, and lastly, me. I would like to talk about the reading list, the summer school supply, the back-to-school supply list, and the one book. I believe the reading lists and the school supply lists are on the rocklandschools.org websites. I know I was already looking for my middle school ones, but I will confirm, and if they are not, we'll make sure that they are. And then the one book this year, I have an 8th grader and a 6th grader, so this is my 4th of the 4. We in the Maroney house read the one book as a family, and we discuss it, so Kevin will be looping back for next year after this, but it's A Long Walk to Water, so we haven't read this one yet. and we look forward to it. We read it, like I said, as a family, and then they have a day of it at the middle school. It's a big deal. And it's always a cool thing. I think it makes the kids sort of open their eyes to the world around them rather than just Rockland. So again, A Long Walk to Water is the one book this year. And that's all. I agree with all of you. It's been a great year. And have a happy and safe summer. That's all.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Second.
All those in favor?
I'm ready to go.
All right.
I'll get
Thank
out of the
you.
school
Have a
building
good night.
sometime. Yeah.